This is one of those jobs today which just doesn't turn up on any video probably of any farming channel. It's not farming really, but it's what I do on the farm. It's the general maintenance of all this around me. I mean, if you look at all the buildings I've got, I spend a significant amount of time, especially these old stone buildings, having to do some sort of upkeep on them, whether it's maintaining the woodwork, making sure the tiles don't come off, cleaning out the gutters, everything like that. It's something that if you're doing your kind of farm costings and stuff, I don't think it ever gets taken into account because it's not really classed as farming, is it? But depending on what sort of farm you got, everyone needs to look after their property. And I'm just going to show you what I mean by what I'm doing today, what my maintenance is. Now, can you see this lovely old stone barn? Fantastic old building. Probably, I wonder whether it's built a similar time to this farmhouse. The roof is not original, that's been put on in Victorian times, and it was re-roofed in the 1980s by my father. But the big problem we have here is this, the moss on it. And you can see there, let me just start along there, not too bad there, look. And then we go along here and the moss level builds up considerably, especially towards this area here where the valley is. You can see that there. We're going to go up there in a minute, which is not the best place to be. Look at it. And it basically what happens is in the shadow there, it doesn't really get any sun because of that angle of that roof coming out and the way the sun is coming up over there, it's mostly in shade. The roofs that get direct sun don't really get the moss, but that one there, because it's on the angle there, it just stays damp all the time. And over time that moss level builds up, and then it basically blocks all the valleys and the gutters, and then you get the water running down the walls, which completely knacker up the walls if you're not careful. So I've scraped that off many a time, and I put it out on Facebook the other day. What does anyone recommend to try and get rid of this moss? Because it's blooming doing my head in. I tell you, that moss on there. And various solutions. Some people said jet wash it. That's not easy getting up there with a jet washer. And also you're blasting all the water up underneath the ridge and stuff. Or underneath the tiles. So the simple solution that people came up with was hypochlorite in a solution 50-50. Now hypochlorite, where is it? We've got a drum of it here. Where is it? It's probably this one. Yeah. Let me just get it out. Oh look, there's the police coming to check what we're up to. Where are they? There we are. We've got a drum of hypochlorite out, nothing to worry about. Right, hypochlorite, liquid sodium hypochlorite solution. It's a sanitizer. So we use that as a sanitizer. It is very good actually. It's quite cheap. And it's basically a bleach really, and we use that in the tank washer to kill the bugs after a milk collection. It's all washed out and it's used in that, and we use it in various other things around the parlour. So someone suggested that would work really well, 50-50 solution. So I'm going to try that this morning. The good thing is it does actually break down, so it's not a kind of chemical like a pesticide or something that maybe will be around a long time. It does break down. It doesn't like sunlight, and that's why it's in a container like that, a black one, because it's protected from sunlight. But as soon as you expose it to light, it starts breaking down. So that's actually quite a good one to put up on there because it will break down. I'm also going to block off the downpipe of the. Well, not block it off, but I'm going to stop. There's a downpipe where the gutter goes round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the drain, because the drain goes onto the pond. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover that so that it deflects the runoff into some dirt, and then it'll just go in the soil and break down. I don't want it running into the pond and maybe kill some aquatic life. Although it would be very washed down by the time it gets there and diluted in the pond, because I'm not putting gallons up there. In fact, someone said 50-50, so I think I've got there's about 6 litres there, 6 litres in there, so I need about 6 litres of that in there. Then this is gonna be interesting. I've got to get up on that roof. That's gonna be interesting, isn't it? Good. Wish me luck. This will be the best video you ever see if I fall off the roof, isn't it? Right, let's get this sorted a minute, all right? Right, this stuff's actually quite nasty. You don't want to get it on your skin or your eyes or anywhere like that. So I'm wearing my special Specky specs. Oh, I can't even see it. They're so old. I need to buy some new ones. These are all scratched. I can just about see you, I think. And I've got gloves on as well because, believe me, I've actually burnt myself with this stuff before. Well, more than anything, what I've done is actually, and you probably see this on quite a few people, you suddenly see them with a shirt and it's got like white bits on it. And the bleach is the hypochlorite, or bleach is bleach, has gone on there and burnt out the colour in, but also eventually it rots the material. I've had I remember I had a jumper once that I got it on, and eventually it ended up like giant moths had gone on it because all the material disintegrated in the end. So I'm going to get this out, just unscrew that, and we're going to pour that out into there and put 6 litres in there, or equivalent. Got myself loaded up there. You might have noticed it's a very yellowy colour. I don't know whether that's a natural colour or whether they put some sort of dye in it just to give it a colour. It looks like a urine sample, to be honest. I added the water to the I added the chemical to the water rather than the water to the chemical. That way you're starting from a dilute solution building up, so you're less likely to get the problem with fumes. My brother once, he mixed in the wrong chemicals. He mixed that in with some other chemical. Jesus, it was like flipping being gassed in the trenches in the 1900s. I mean, they must have, I think they used chlorine gas then, so it's a very probably similar sort of chemical. Right, it is quite corrosive and nasty, really. You've got to be a bit careful. Says he doing this. Right, let's work out. I've got to get up there. So I'm going to have to stick a ladder down the side, then I'm going to get a backpack, and then I can stand on the roof because it's a steel roof. We'll talk about that when we get up there. Right, first of all I've got to get this up there. This is so I can climb up there. Then I've got to try and climb up there with the backpack on it. Let's see what I can do in here. Get this put up. Helps if I put the ladder the right way up. Oh. Here we go, wish me luck. Right, I'm up here. I made it up. That wasn't the easiest. I don't recommend climbing up with a knapsack on your back. And you can probably see I struggled a bit. Right, let's have a look. First of all, let me show you this roof while we're up here. So, under here is a fibre cement roof, and if we get to the edge here, we can just see the old roof. Now, that roof there was put there in the 1970s. The biggest risk about anything from the 70s is it's quite highly likely to be asbestos. Now this roof here started leaking quite badly a couple of years ago, and at that point we thought, what do? Do we just renew it? And I thought, geez, I don't really want to take those asbestos sheets off. And being a farmer, I'm too tight to pay someone professionally to come in and do it. So what I did, I basically ordered up a load of steel sheeting, and I just bolted it on top of the asbestos roof so that it stabilised the roof below, but it meant I haven't had to disturb the roof, which I'm sure would be asbestos. I didn't want to get involved in digging that up. So that's underneath this roof. someone else's problem. But it's actually good. It's a good roof, because the good thing about this, I bought the extra thick stuff as well, is that you can stand on this. You can't stand on that. If you stand on that, you fall through it. But anyway, let's go and have a look at my roof. So that you can see, I was up here yesterday and I was pulling off big chunks. Someone did say you can sell. Whoa, that's my tripod gone off the roof. It's down there. Now, that's not me falling off the roof, thank God. But I better be careful. There's an example of health and safety. Watch out, your tripod will fall off. Just don't want Funky Farmer off the roof. Blimey, that was a bit scary. I wonder what that was then. Right, let's turn it around, look. So here's the roof in all its glory. And I pulled, like I said, I pulled this off yesterday, look. That was all in the gutter. Someone said you can sell this on eBay. I don't know anything about that, and I'm not going to deal with that now. Do you know what? Maybe that's a job for Harry in the future, because I have no doubt this to grow back, and Harry could probably have a little selling this on eBay. But for now, I just want. Oh look, there's a flipping tile off up there. That's not good. How does it get up there and take that, put that back in? Wonder when that came out. Look, can you see that? I never noticed that yesterday. Right, I have to get out there and put that up there. Right, I'm going to take the wellies off because I get a better grip then. Better grip with socks than I have got with wellies on. Whoa! It's not a young man's game, this maintenance, isn't it? Because you know when we're climbing up there when you're 80, right? So you see, I got the tile on, and then I realised one below it had slipped off as well. Let me just take this off the tripod. Try not to drop that down the roof again. So look at this. Look, I just dislodged some moss and it's coming down. But that tile there was off up there, and then I pushed that one up, and then the one below was off as well. And I think there's almost, can you see there's a little triangle missing just sort of there? I think there's a little bit of a flipping tripod's gone down again. It's because it's on a slope and it's a little bit windy today. This is not going well today. I'm hoping I've done the hard bit now. I've got up here with that. Let me just get this on my shoulders. I'm going to spray up. I'm not sure how far I can get up with the spray. It might be a case of, I'll tell you what I'll probably do is let's see how we get on today, because I'm not sure how well this hypochlorite will work on this. I'll give it a good soak in, and then we'll examine it when it comes off. So what I'll do, so this is the start. I'll keep at the end of this video, we'll see how it's done. I'll measure how many days away we are from it, and I'll tell you at the end of this video, we'll come back and have a look at it, all right? It should go yellow if it dies. Right, let me just put this on and we'll spray it. Oh, it's the problem with this thing, because it's so full, it's flipping heavy. Oh, I'm basically carrying a load of extra weight on my shoulders. Right, let's see how far this thing will spray. I'm not sure what the range is. And now I'm all tangled up. Right. Right, spraying quite far. Can you see that? going. Most of the roof. Right. Let me just carry on with this a minute. Alrighty, job done. So, obviously, there are risks involved with doing this job, and I've taken that risk on myself because I'm self-employed. I wouldn't send someone else up here to do this. The one thing I've noticed though, flipping out, even though I'm outside in all this air, the fumes coming off there are quite significant, and you certainly wouldn't want to be breathing this in an enclosed space. Right, so I don't know whether you can see that. I've pretty well soaked that all round now. It's running off into the gutter a bit now, but I put, I think, about 12 litres of liquid out on there, spread over that. We'll see what a difference it makes. I did buy some sort of magnesium stuff or something off of eBay once, some sort of herbicide, and I did also try weed killer on it and it didn't seem to work, but this might work this time. Let's hope so, because I don't really want to keep coming up here. And if I've got to do this once a year maybe just to control it, rather than me getting up here every flipping 3 or 4 months in the winter, well, less than that, every couple of months in the winter, to unblock the valleys and the gutters, then that's good, because it is this valley here what I worry about. You see, if that blocks up, you see the water then goes over the side of the lead onto the roof timbers. And you see, look, it's amazing, the farmhouse doesn't have any moss on it. I'm quite surprised, really, bearing in mind that that doesn't get a lot of sun on that side. Maybe it's the steepness of it. There's one patch of moss there, look. Can you see that? Just one patch of moss on the whole roof. Oh, thank goodness, because if it got moss on there, how would I get up there? This is all right, I've got this platform to stand on here. But it's this side and the other side. The other side isn't so bad. This is the side, you see, the sun goes on that side. This is mostly in shadow most of the time. Right, I'm gonna patch in at the end of this video, in the next 10 seconds or so. Fast forward to, I don't know, maybe a week or 10 days. Let's have a look at it then and see whether I've done anything, because I blooming hope that I haven't climbed up here in vain and done all this, because it isn't the easiest job. So let's have a look at what this looks like at a later date. Crack on. Right, so that was about 10 days ago I sprayed that Chloris on the roof. So thought we'd do a catch up. I'm going to get up in there again. I think there's been some performance, but I'm not entirely sure it's killed everything. If we just spin it round, it's a bright sunny day today. Look, I've got a couple of issues I've got to deal with. Let's have a look at this first. Look, so that looks, to me that looks cleaner, but I'm not entirely sure everything at the top is dead. We'll have to climb up and have a look. In the meantime, I've got a problem over here. The blooming tank, the pipes come off on the bulk bin, so I've got to fix that later. Look at this, look. Lucky the guy on the thing was quite quick and he switched it off really quickly, but look, the pipe up there, the rivets have broken and it's come apart. I've been up there and had a quick look. Oh, that's just another job for me to sort out. So I'm going to have to loosen that off, drop that down, and then drop that on there. It's all a bit Heath Robinson anyway. This bin is getting really old. You know, I don't know how much longer we can keep patching that up. It's like the flipping, you know, more patches than original metal on there. Problem is, it's just another cost, isn't it? How you keep going on a business like this is you make do and mend, but there does come a point where you do need a new bulk bin. I mean, that one's probably 40 years old. Done well. We've patched it a few times, but there comes a point where it's false economy, doesn't it? But it's like a car in the MOT, isn't it? How many times do you keep patching it before you think, really, I should just bought a new one? You know, and you end up spending loads of money on the gearbox and everything else, and then something else goes wrong, and before you know it, you've actually nearly replaced the whole car. Right, I can see it's looking greener than I hoped. Let's go and have a look. Right,
looks like a modicum of success. I mean, this is definitely dying or dead. No, you can see it's lost its green. That looks fairly in between there. This area here, which is where I was able to spray on quite well, I think that's all dying off. That is dying off. But it looks fairly green at the top there, doesn't it? That still looks quite healthy up there. It's flipping raining now, look. Up the top there. The problem is I couldn't really reach up there very well to get right to the top. And I think maybe I didn't get enough concentrate. There was a number of issues in doing this job. One of the problems was it rained about 4 hours after I put the Chloris on, which I think probably didn't help really, because the reality is probably a lot of the Chloris actually washed off. So I might have another go and doing it again another day actually when it's really dry. See whether that makes a difference. I did soak it pretty well though. I'm a bit disappointed. Maybe the Chloris option wasn't the best idea. Maybe I could invest in something. Copper sulfate, I think. It's just trying to find something that's cheap and cheerful and not spending loads of money on chemicals. Anyway, I'll see what that's like in a month's time, because it might take longer than you think to kill off. This bit here has definitely done something, but it's greener than I thought it would be. Oh well, maybe back to the drawing board. Not cracking on with that, but I got to crack on with my bulk bin because the cows need some feed. I think we got 4 ton in there, and there's 1.5 tons there to take back. So, not cracking on. Not cracking on.